Have you ever found yourself married to a zombie? That's the situation I found myself in over 10 years ago. The 22nd of September 2009, a date is etched in my husband's minds, because that's the date our lives changed forever. My husband was cycling home from work when a car pulled out the side road, didn't see him, and he went flying over the bottom of the car. At the time, we didn't realise quite how much damage had been done. Turned out he had a crushed spine. Turned out a little bit of spine had broken off at the base of his neck, was pushing down the nerve that ran along the right-hand side of his body. And that little bit of bone aggravated the nerve so much so that over time it got to the point where he couldn't raise his arm and he couldn't open and close his hand. And as we went to the doctor and got referred onto various different departments, my husband was finding it more and more painful to do anything. And so they prescribed medication. He was on gabapentin, tramadol, amitriptyline, morphine, codridomol. And each time he'd get a new medication and the dose would increase. And it would keep increasing until my husband had completed his metamorphosis into full zombie. I'd come home from work and my husband would be there just sleeping on the sofa. He was really lethargic. His voice was slurred when he talked. And when he walked, he'd stagger a bit like he was on a boat. And he was sleeping all the time. And if we're lucky, we had this kind of like 1 or 2 hours in the middle of the day when my husband was alert enough, awake enough to have a conversation with me. And we could walk our dog. And I just watched my husband fade away. And it's heartbreaking. I watched my best friend to just end up being someone who just sat there because he's in pain, too much pain to move. And the doctor said to us, there's nothing we can do. If we operate, the position of this bit of bone actually means we'll go from being in pain to actually being paralysed in one or more limbs. So I'm afraid you just need to stay on pain medication for the rest of your life now. Oh, this wasn't a life. And I knew we had to do something. So I started looking into what could help. I discovered that hypnosis, and more specifically hypnotherapy, could help with pain relief. Hi, my name is Katina Chapman and I am an award-winning clinical hypnotherapist. I've helped hundreds upon hundreds of people transform their lives. I've helped myself change my own life, helped my husband transform his life. I've helped my clients transform and change the things they want to change, whether that's overcoming a fear, whether that was stopping a bad habit such as smoking or drinking less, or whether it was actually helping them to learn to manage and reduce and deal with anxiety and stress, and of course turn down pain. Now you may be wondering, is it wise to go in and do something with pain? Surely pain's there for a reason. Surely that's the whole point of having pain. And you're absolutely right. A pain signal is there for a reason. It's there to alert us that something's wrong and something needs to be addressed. And it makes perfect sense. If you put your hand over a hot stove and put your hand away, it stops your hand from getting burnt. If you realise your leg is throbbing, you look down and you realise you graze yourself. You can clean that graze, you can put a plaster on it, put a bandage on it, and you've done something about it. And it makes absolute sense when that pain is alerting you to something that needs to be addressed. You address it, you get it investigated, you get it dealt with. Now, if having done that, you're still getting that pain signal, and it's now turned into chronic long-term pain, then actually that signal is no longer any use. It's no longer of any benefit to you. And in fact, it's actually stopping you from doing the things you want to do. I had a conversation with an amazing client recently, and she's someone who came to see me because she had a problem with her knee. And she was waiting for an operation, and there'd been a delay, and a doctor advised her to keep mobile. And she contacted me and said, could you help me? I want to walk. I've got these 2 beautiful dogs, and I'm struggling to walk because of the pain in the knee. My doctor's advised me to keep mobile, but I haven't got my date yet for my operation. And I had a chat with her, and I said, yes, I can help you to go in and turn that pain dial down, help you to turn that pain signal down. And that will keep you walking, keep you mobile enough so you can then keep doing the things you need to do until you have this operation. And she said, well, couldn't you just go in and just turn the pain off? And I said, look, we've been chatting on the phone and you've told me the things you really enjoy doing. And one of the things you really enjoy doing is walking your dog for hours upon hours down the beach. You've told me about how you like to walk all the way to Kesland and back. And she said, yes, I absolutely love doing that. I said, well, if we were to turn that pain signal off, I believe what you'd actually do is just forget about the pain and go out and just walk for miles and actually end up doing more damage than good. And she laughed and said, yes, you're so right, I absolutely would. If I could go and walk right now for hours on end, I would. I said, so it would be far better for us to go in and I show you a technique to help you turn the pain down. Then you can stay mobile, you can do a shorter walk down the beach and back, keep yourself moving, which is going to help with the pain anyway, and then have that operation. And that's exactly what she did. We worked together. I showed her the techniques to help her manage pain. I also used the techniques to help her heal after the operation. And she's had the operation, she's doing really well, and she's now back to doing her lovely long walks on the beach, which is fantastic. And it's almost in that moment that I realised that if something was going to change, I was going to be the one that take that first step to make that change. And so back to the story about my husband. My husband was in a lot of pain. He found travelling in the car really, really painful, that kind of restricted position, and just the fact that you're sitting in an upright position made his pain worse. And I knew he wasn't going to see anyone to help him with the pain. And I knew it had to be me that did something. And so I found an amazing trainer, amazing tutor, Rick Matcher, and he was based in Norwich. And so I contacted him, I explained my situation, and he had a course coming up. And for me, it was perfect. It was a 6-day intensive course. And I was working full time. It meant I could take a week off work, I could go along to this course, and I could then come back and help my husband. So I enrolled on the course, and I had a fantastic time. The course was incredible. And as I did this course, I came home on such a high every day. I was learning how the mind works, learning all about using your imagination. I was learning all about these different techniques, and everything was just like, wow, all these light bulbs going off, like this is just absolutely incredible. And I came home every day really excited. And we got to the end of the week, and I said to Rick, incredible course, absolutely loved it, but you haven't shown me what I can do to help my husband. And he said, no, I know that. I know that's why you're here. And pain relief is actually out of scope of this course, but what I've done is I've written a technique down for you. And if you go ahead and do that with your husband, let me know how you get on. So I went home really, really excited. Neil, I've got this technique, it's going to help your pain. He's like, oh, no. Not today, I'm in too much pain. I thought, yeah, but it's going to help with the pain. It's like, no, I'm tired. It's been a long day. I don't really want to do it now. We'll do it tomorrow. So, Neil, this is going to help. Let's just do it. Let's give it a go. Okay. So I got the paper, and the paper said, right, first of all, calibrate the pain. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being no pain at all, and 10 being the worst pain you've ever been in, where do you say you are? And he just looked at me and said, why are you asking? Why are you even asking this question? 10. It's always a 10. Great. Wrote down 10 on the paper. And I then guided him to the technique. This is a really nice technique. It's one where you go in, you notice the pain, and you notice what it's like, the size and shape of it. Is it throbbing? Is it pulsing? Or whatever it's doing, you change it. And eventually move the pain out of the body. So we did this technique. Told him to about 10 minutes. And at the end, he opened his eyes, and he just looked at me. And as he did, he moved his arm and just said, I can move my hand. I can actually move my hand. And I said, well, it says on here, I need to ask you again, on a scale of 0 to 10, now what number are you on? And he said, well, it's going to be like a 3 or a 4. So I can feel it. He said, but I can move. I can actually open and close my hand. And I said, well, it says on the bit of paper, if you say more than one number, to pin you down to one number. So what is it, a 3 or a 4? And he said, it's 3. Definitely a 3. I was like, really? Wow, you're just saying this? He goes, no, it really is a 3. And so we were both really excited. And we basically sat there every night for the next 2 weeks, and I would guide him through his technique, and Neil learned how to do it on himself, to actually go in, notice the pain, and then change it. And Neil was really enthusiastic. He contacted his doctor and said, look, I've got this technique, it's working, I want to talk about coming off the medication. And so with his doctor, they worked out a plan and they started to reduce the medication down. They changed the doses and eventually came off one at a time. And I always remember when he came off gabapentin, which for him was the worst one. And it was just like getting my husband back. He wanted to get up. He wanted to start doing things. He wanted to start cycling again. My husband was really active. And to watch him fade away over those years when we were trying to find help, and to now see him wanting to go out and do things again, wanting to walk our dog, was just absolutely wonderful. And of course I was excited too. And so I phoned Rick and I said to Rick, it worked. And he said, that's right. Of course it did. And I was like, Rick, I want to do more. What else do you do? So I basically run every course that Rick did. Went back and did a full course in hypnotherapy. I did NLP Masters, Emotional Freedom Technique, Haven, you name it. I did it because I was really excited now to learn as much as I could. And I took all of these skills, all these techniques that I was learning, and I started to use them with my own clients. And every time I used them with my clients, I was getting the same, wow, I can't believe I'm making these changes. And it was fantastic. And I've been learning ever since. I've been putting them into practice ever since. And the latest thing I've actually learned to be certified in is to now become my own trainer, my own teacher, and to deliver a diploma in clinical hypnotherapy. And I'm really excited to be able to offer this. It's been certified and accredited by the General Hypnotherapy Register, which is the main association in the UK for hypnotherapists. And it's a really wonderful course. And I'm really excited to be able to share this with you now. And it's one of those things where if you've been thinking about maybe looking into a new career, or maybe like me, not ready to think about a new career, but you want to know more about how your mind works, then this is going to be the perfect course for you. And if you've been listening to the video so far, I want to say thank you so much for bearing with me and hearing my life story. And it's possible that if you've listened so far, maybe you're thinking, actually, there's something in my life that I'd like to change. And if there is, then why not go ahead and get in touch? Now, you want to know more about the Diploma in Clinical Hypnotherapy, then there should be a link below. Go ahead and click on that link. It'll ask you to put your email address in, but then you can download my prospectus and it'll give you all the information you need on my full Diploma in Clinical Hypnotherapy. And of course, if you've got any questions, then please do get in touch. You can send me an email, you can phone me. Please, reach out to me and I'll happily have a chat with you and answer those questions. And I want to help you get that wonderful feeling that I get every time I help one of my clients. I would have that same, wow, I can't believe this works, because it really does, and it really does excite me. And I'm going to teach you the same techniques that I use every day with my clients, the same techniques that help them to make change quickly. And from the very first day of the course, you're going to learn how to guide somebody into a hypnotic trance, and you're going to help them relax and help them to make the changes that they want to make. So if you want to know more, do get in touch. Do go ahead and download the prospectus, and please reach out and ask any questions you may have. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate your time. My name is Katina Chapman. I am a professional and clinical award-winning hypnotherapist. As I always say, if your life is out of sync, then change the way you think. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye.